Welcome back to the Valuable Investor channel. Today we're exploring a lesser known but highly intriguing aspect of President John F. Kennedy's time in office, Executive Order 11,110. We'll discuss what this order was, its purpose, and the myths surrounding it. So let's dive in. Executive Order 11,110 was signed by President Kennedy on June 4, 1963. The purpose of Kennedy's amendment was to delegate the authority to issue silver certificates to the Secretary of the Treasury. But what exactly are silver certificates? And why was this order significant? Let's find out. The economic climate in the early 1960s was one where the United States faced economic challenges such as rising inflation and a shortage of silver coins in circulation. President Kennedy sought to address these issues by implementing policies aimed at stabilizing the economy and providing greater flexibility in managing the nation's monetary policy. Silver certificates were a type of U.S. currency that was backed by silver and could be exchanged for silver coins or bullion. They were first issued in the late 19th century and played a significant role in the U.S. monetary system until the 1960s. The idea behind silver certificates was to provide a stable and trustworthy form of currency, as they were backed by silver bullion held in government reserves. By the time Kennedy issued Executive Order 11,110, the U.S. was moving away from the gold and silver standards and transitioning to a fiat currency system. This order was an attempt to maintain some level of a silver-backed currency in circulation, as the government was phasing out silver coins. The main purpose of Executive Order 11,110 was to give the Secretary of the Treasury the authority to issue silver certificates, which would help maintain the value of the US dollar during the transition to a fiat currency system. This order was part of Kennedy's broader economic policy, which aimed to promote economic growth and stability. One of the notable aspects of Executive Order 11,110 was its potential to challenge the influence of the Federal Reserve, the central banking system of the United States. By granting the Secretary of the Treasury the authority to issue currency directly, thus bypassing the Federal Reserve, some saw this as an attempt to shift power and control from the privately held Federal Reserve. Silver certificates circulated alongside other forms of U.S. currency, such as Federal Reserve notes. They were widely accepted and an official form of currency backed by the U.S. government. Under JFK, the certificates for silver became legal tender for all debts, public and private, providing competition for the fiat Federal Reserve notes, but with the added value of being redeemable for actual silver held at the Treasury. While the exact intentions behind Executive Order 11,110 remain subject to interpretation, President Kennedy emphasized that it was not intended to dismantle the Federal Reserve or disrupt the financial system. The order was seen as a way to provide greater flexibility in managing the nation's monetary affairs and addressing the economic challenges of that time. However, it's important to note that the Executive Order 11,110 did not create a new authority for the issuance of silver certificates. Instead, it simply delegated the existing authority from the President to the Secretary of the Treasury. Despite the issuance of Executive Order 11,110, the practical implementation and impact of the order were relatively limited. Only a small number of silver certificates were printed and circulated, and the order did not lead to any significant overhaul of the monetary system or a long-lasting change in the balance of power between the Treasury Department and the Federal Reserve. Furthermore, the order was actually in line with the ongoing efforts to phase out silver redemption, which eventually discontinued in 1964. So, there you have it, the story behind President Kennedy's Executive Order 11,110. In summary, John F. Kennedy's Executive Order 11,110 remains an intriguing aspect of his presidency. While it granted the Treasury Department the authority to issue silver certificates and bypass the Federal Reserve in certain transactions, its practical impact was actually very limited. The order's true intentions and implications continue to be subjects of debate and speculation among historians and scholars. Comment below what you think his intentions were. And as always, if you found this video informative and engaging, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to this channel. We'll see you in the next episode. Happy learning, happy earning.